believe we are on Facebook now. Getting the recording set up.
Yep.
All right,
let's do this. Oh.
All right. Let's do a little today on the show.
Okay. A little today on the show. Today on the show. Let me try again. Take two. Today on the show, we announce our 2019 Night at the Yards, or should I say, Day at the Bay. Also, we will talk about Chris Davis making history and get a reaction to the latest Orioles news and performances. All that and more on this edition of Section 336.
Section 336, Matt, Josh, and Bird are at the game, sitting behind home plate. Let's go O's! Section 336.
Boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your dearly stunning host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the zany Burt Rohde.
What up, Coconuts? Monday Night Live. Let's do this.
And the button lover, Josh Soroka.
Hey, let's see what happens. We're going to watch Chris Davis make history during this show, maybe?
Yeah, we're rooting for history, I think. So we'll be covering each Chris Davis at bat here. And how many at bats is he away? Is it 2?
He is 2 away from tie-in.
Yeah, and 3 for the record.
So we know we'll see at least 1 at bat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's raining up there, so there could be a delay. We don't know. We'll get at least 1 at bat in on this show.
So for the dum-dums, though, this is the record we're referring to here is the longest over streak.
If you're listening to Section 336 and you don't know that we're on pace for that,
I think there's
surprised.
probably quite a few people that don't know what we're talking about.
I like how Josh belittles our listeners.
And I called him dum-dums.
No, he's the one belittling the listeners. I'm saying they're smart. They know what's going on. If they pay attention to us.
All right, fine. Clarify it for me because I'm not 100% certain what we're talking about. It's the Ofer record, right? He's 0 for 44 consecutive at-bats or something like that. Plate appearances.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going back to the end of last year.
Yes.
He's now on pace for 0 for 44.
He hasn't gotten a hit, so that's 44 at bats.
Okay.
The record is 46 at bats.
Yeah, and that took 2 years and 2 teams for that guy to do it. And then after 0 for 46, he retired from baseball.
But what no one's talking about is Chris Davis has 2 RBI. So no one's talking about the RBI.
His
Is it
actual,
a fielder's choice?
Isn't he a run producer?
he's a fielder's
Yes.
choice and a base on balls.
Yeah.
His walk rate is up this year. I did notice that.
Thank you for
Whoop-de-doo.
sharing.
So there's
Anyone, the three of us could get up there and walk.
All right, so let's start with the Chris Davis news.
No.
Okay.
Don't you want to start with the announcement news?
Well, Chris
yeah,
Davis is
yeah.
at bat right now, though. Like this
Okay,
could
we're covering
break
this
live on the air.
It is a high fastball, 1-0. But yeah,
I
Josh,
did think Chris Davis was going to break it the other day when he was up with the bases loaded.
Yeah,
It just seemed
and
like
he fouled off like 3 or 4
a bunch
balls.
of pitches. It seemed like baseball karma that would be when he finally puts it together.
Yeah.
Like he came in as a pinch hitter earlier, got that fielder's choice, got an RBI, and then it's that whole. You know what it is? We're too used to Orioles magic over the past 4 years. That was your classic Orioles magic moment.
Yeah. Baseball that happens in baseball, right?
Yeah.
Every day is a different star.
Yeah, and by the way,
not this year. Now it's this year. Every day someone else blows it.
by the way, he's ahead in the count 2-1.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get to our announcement yet. I figured I'd stall a little bit.
Hey-o.
There it is.
Right to the right
Right to the right fielder.
All right, it was a good swing though.
Yeah, I know. He's been making contact. There's been a lot of bad luck this season for him as well.
I saw that tweet when Josh tweeted bad luck that you should have seen the eyes rolling.
Everyone who saw that tweet rolled their eyes
Of
so
course.
hard.
I could see my brain inside
But
my
there
skull.
is.
50
If you
people
wanna
in
get into the
Baltimore
Chris
went to the
Davis
hospital
thing.
because their eyes they got stuck in their skulls and they couldn't get them down.
It's been years and years and years. Bad luck.
Yeah.
That's not bad luck.
But the argument for Chris Davis last year is that he looked ugly at the plate. He wasn't making contact. He wasn't swinging half the time. He's hitting the ball this year, and they're going right to guys.
Josh, Chris Davis is batting 0.
I know.
He's had
I'm just saying.
45
That's not bad
straight
luck.
at bats. There might be a little bit
Oh,
of
yeah.
luck in there, but
Remember,
you don't
who's
go
the guy-
0 for 45 with just bad luck.
who's the guy who went like 0 for 21?
The Orioles.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. We had a
98.
no, the guy from South Korea.
Oh, Hyunsu Kim.
Hyunsu Kim. Yeah, he went like
in
0 for
spring
21.
training.
Was that a spring training stat? I thought he struggled up here too, and that wasn't there a whole argument about sending him to the minors.
Yeah, there was always a discussion. Also, he only played like once a week.
Right, he didn't play as often,
and he wasn't making $161 million.
Yeah, but let's get to our announcements. Don't worry, there'll be more Chris Davis talk later in the show.
Yay!
We're not doing Night at the Yards this year.
Yard.
Whatever.
Well, we're doing something different because nobody wants. Look at this TV. Look how many people are out for a Night at the Yards tonight. There's not really a demand for Night at the Yards.
Well, yeah. I mean, and we're still going to go to a bunch of Orioles games because we're
We're going
fans.
tomorrow night.
But we've talked a lot in the show how the players to watch, and I'm going to get into a little bit later in the show, that it doesn't really matter. People are up in arms about how Mike Wright is doing. It really doesn't matter how Mike Wright is doing.
Nope.
What matters is how Hunter Harvey is doing.
Sure.
What matters is how Zach Lothar is doing. And if you want to go watch
Diaz,
Hunter Harvey and Zach Lothar pitch, or if you want to go see some good young prospect hitters like Diaz hit, where can you go? Bowie Bay Sox.
The Bay.
Which is not that far away.
No, and it's closer.
It's closer. Actually, it's not. It's probably about the same for me between Camden Yards and Bowie. Bowie's about 20. It's a 20-minute ride and about 25 minutes to get.
But
to
the
Camden
traffic
Yards.
and the parking is a lot better at Bowie than it would be at Camden Yards. But maybe not, I guess.
I mean, look at that crowd. There's no traffic at Camden Yards today.
Right.
We'll get into opening day discussions, and there was some traffic on opening day, but not now. But anyway, yeah, right. The other thing is the Orioles keep raising the ticket prices, and it makes it hard to do an event for the family. We've never been able to do an event where we can say, hey, bring your whole family because it's an affordable day out.
Right.
Because if you would do it at Camden Yards, it would cost your family, what, $150?
I think Night at the Yard last year was somewhere like $25 or $30 a seat.
Right.
So and we tried to choose a giveaway night because of that price, and what they do is they raise the price on giveaway nights.
Right, as a premium night. Yeah.
Right. So we're partnering with the Bay Sox this year.
Bowie Bay Sox.
Bowie Bay Sox, and because we want to make it a family day, we're doing it on a Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
We're going to do it on Father's Day.
Yeah, not just any Sunday.
Because, hey, we're all fathers. We talk on here all the time about how, like, baseball and fatherhood goes hand in hand and all that. You having trouble with your headphones over there?
And all that crap. No, I just lost my flip-flop under the table.
Continue. Enjoying the summer weather.
Yeah.
So we said, why not do it on Father's Day? And the Bay Sox have cool things going on their Father's Day already, where it's a Bay Sox beer glass giveaway day. Mm-hmm. You can go early and play catch on the field. After the game, you can run the bases.
Yeah.
And Bert's telling me that everyone gets to run the bases.
It says all fans can run the bases, not just kids.
Right, so you get to run over those little 3-year-olds.
Yeah, man. Bowl them over.
And the Bay Sox are excited about us coming out. They've pitched some other ideas that if we can get you guys all excited, show initiative, show you guys sign up quick for the tickets, that we can open up more things like a Q&A idea. And they've already pitched to us about throwing the opening day pitch in, or the ceremonial pitch.
It's not throwing out the
first
first
pitch. What do they
pitch.
call it? The first pitch.
Throw out the first pitch.
So you got to
ceremonial pitch that happens at the start of a baseball game.
Right.
The one pitch that is ceremonial that happens to be thrown before the game starts.
So I worked it out. Matt and I will throw out the first pitch, and Bert's going to sing the anthem.
Ooh, that would be amazing.
I didn't work that out. I should have worked that out.
I wanted Bert to be my catcher.
Right now, it's all three of us throwing out the first pitch.
Great.
Is my understanding.
All right.
Which means there's competition to see which one of us screws up.
Because there's only one ball, so that's
one
gonna
of
be
us is
interesting.
guaranteed to screw up.
Right. It's going to be a race to the pitcher's mound to get the ball. A little like Hunger Games. Got to get the ball. So Father's Day, June 16th. The link is all over our social media, and it's on section336.com. Right at the top, it says Father's Day with 336. And I don't think we said the best part. It's $10.
Yes.
Yeah, it's $10.
It's $10. It's box seats. It's like that little area between home plate and the dugout.
Yep.
The section there. So they're great seats. Bring your family.
Bring the kids.
It's the minor leagues do a great job with kids, and it's a great way to introduce them to the stars of the future.
And it's Father's Day, so like if you're the dad, you're the husband in your household, you kind of get to the picking of what you want to do for Father's Day. Your wife's like, well, what are you going to do for Father's Day?
Yeah.
Be like, I want to go to the Bay Sox game with the 336ers and the coconuts and have a good old time.
Absolutely.
And she can't say no. Because it's Father's Day.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
And watch some baby birds.
Right. Or surprise your dad with Father's Day tickets.
Yeah, there's that too.
Saying, I want to go spend time with you.
Yeah.
So 336.
So there's some really good, talented players at the Bay Sox. I'm going to tell you guys this, but Diaz is the biggest name down there.
Yes.
But there's also Ryan McKenna, who many people think is going to be the future center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. Ryan McKenna, sorry, Cedric Mullins, but a lot of people think that Ryan McKenna. You're also going to
not Austin Hayes.
No, I don't know if people project Austin Hayes as a center fielder long term. I think Ryan McKenna is the more prototypical center fielder. Another guy that you might recognize the name, Palmeiro, not Raphael.
Preston.
But Preston Palmeiro, his son, is down there holding down second base. And you also, I mentioned the pitchers, Zach Lothar is down there. Zach Pop, who we got in the trade acquisition last year, is down there.
There's lots of reasons to get down there. And I think
Hunter Harvey, of course.
We're going to get down there even ahead of time before Father's Day. But Father's Day is where we want to get everyone to come just hang out with us, have a good time.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Like, this is a great year to go see minor league baseball.
Absolutely.
Because of all those reasons, and because the Orioles suck, right? So, and a lot of the players you see right now in the major league team are not going to be there when we're good again. So, like, get behind the youth movement here. The cavalry is coming.
Right.
To bring back an old reference right there.
That didn't work out so well. I don't think we need to bring that reference back.
Brad Bergeson leading the way.
By the way, we just missed it, but we just had Cedric Mullins hit a Little League home run, 3-run home run. Did you see that?
No.
I mean, we're not breaking lines.
I wasn't paying attention.
Cedric Mullins just hit a 3-run inside the park home run.
Oh, did he really?
Yes.
And Josh had me talking about the stupid baby birds. I missed the whole thing.
Yeah, stupid Father's Day.
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
I mean, there were throwing errors involved and stuff, but yeah, he cleared the bases.
Oh, well,
all right.
I'm waiting
4-0.
for the
Nice.
replay.
Nice. Win that game. We're back to 500.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Every hitter that comes up is one hitter closer to Chris Davis, so I'm a fan.
That's true.
Let's bat him around this inning. We could get 2 Chris Davis at bats in the same inning. That'd be amazing.
All right. So now that we got the night, the day at the Bay.
Right.
Buy your tickets. Section336.com.
Right. The earlier you get your tickets, the better chance we get to announce other cool things at the Bay Sox.
We've already bought our tickets, so join us.
Right.
If you buy now, you can get your seat right next to me.
When you go on there, you get to see where other people are sitting, right?
Yeah, that's a little creepy. I saw where Josh's seats were.
Yeah.
And then Bert chose seats as far away
I got
as possible.
far away.
Well, we all went and kind of spread out in different sections.
Sure.
So that way we can kind of just take over the whole section.
Yeah, the wife already got mad at me for my seat selection.
Why's that?
Too close?
No, she wanted me to sit by one of you all to pass the baby around.
Oh, jeez.
Well, did you tell her to bring her family? There's plenty of empty seats around.
Yeah,
I said you can hand that adorable baby to anybody.
I'll tell you what.
Very friendly. Is there? We're really close to the field. Is there appropriate netting?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. 2-year-old boy and a baby.
See, I don't know. I had the
tender
same
skulls.
I had the same thought because you can get like row A. Like we've got the whole section.
And they do.
So I was going to choose row A, and then I'm like, wait, I'm taking little girls that aren't going to be paying attention. Let me back them up a little bit.
Is this behind the dugout?
It's between the dugout and home plate. You saw that on the map when you got it. I think there's netting there.
There's netting all the way to the end of the dugout.
Okay, so it's just like they've updated Major League stadiums.
Yeah. I noticed that because I noticed that when I went to the Fan Fest.
Okay. Yeah. All right, good. Then we are behind netting, so go ahead and take those row A seats. You'll be safe.
Yeah. And you could maybe be a YouTube star if you don't flinch when you get a foul ball right at your face. Like that old woman who didn't flinch.
Right.
Or that woman. She doesn't be old. She just was a female who didn't
why's
flinch.
her age got to be?
It has nothing to do with this story.
That's ageism.
I know. My bad. All right. Let's get to a few things. Right. I got to get some things off my chest here.
Should we talk about opening day first then before we lose you?
Oh, yeah. Get to opening day. I got some things I got to talk about that are driving me nuts. But let's talk about you. I didn't get a chance to go to opening day. I was in Salisbury handling my business. But you guys went to opening day. That feels like a long time ago, but it was just on Thursday.
It was
not even a week.
Not even a week.
It feels like it was a long time ago.
Well, because
much has happened.
The tone of the Orioles have completely changed since opening day.
We got to talk about opening day. We got to talk about Chris Davis. We got to talk about David Hess almost throwing a no-hitter or throwing a no-hitter. I don't know how that works. So we got a bunch of stuff to get to. But yeah, first, you both went to opening day.
Yes.
Yep.
Josh, you got to remind me.
Elaborate.
So I got there early.
This is a bad start. So is this going to be
I feel like
one
many
where Bert's
opening-
not going to remember
I feel like
happened opening day?
Many opening
And
days
Josh
start with
is
Bert saying, "You're going to have to remind me."
What was the game that I stroked the guy's beard? Is that opening day?
That was opening day, yes.
Last year opening
Yes,
day?
that was opening day.
Okay, so
Did you stroke anyone's beard this time?
I don't think so.
I'm not asking Bert. This is a question for Josh. Did Bert stroke anyone's beard this time?
No, not in our section.
we all had to leave early.
Yeah, we all left early. But I got there early and kind of got to walk around, check out any changes to the stadium and all. I was annoyed because I couldn't find the chipper. I don't know if it moved or whatever. I couldn't find the chipper.
Oh, for the
potato for the potato chip things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was looking. I was annoyed about that.
You'll find it Tuesday.
I know Tuesday. That's what I said. I said, I said there's big crowds down there. I'll deal with it Tuesday when no one's here.
I got some questions about it. I'll let you guys tell your stories, but I'm gonna also ask my questions.
Of course.
I saw a couple people tweet out, like, judging other Oriole fans for not coming to the game, and they took pictures on opening day of a lot of open seats.
Yeah.
Was that long lines getting in the stadium? Like by the third or fourth inning, was the stadium full?
No. So
it was
yes
it
and
was
no.
announced to sell out.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I didn't even get in till like the third
I
or
saw
fourth
long
inning.
lines.
So
too.
part of what we'll
What's
have to
with the
get
long
to is
lines?
the long lines, and
Yeah.
that's Bert's side.
Okay.
Part of the reason that it wasn't a true sellout was that they didn't release tickets until the evening before, is when they released single games, because they were still trying to pressure you to buy season tickets to get opening day tickets.
Right.
But I got there early, walked around, checked things out. There's cool new signage. Boog's got a whole new display out on Utah Street.
Yeah.
There's some lights hanging that are probably going to look pretty cool on like a night game.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
I think my wife went over there and put them up. She loves those.
Yeah,
lights.
My wife would like those too.
A lot of new signage. SK's gone, so there's some other hot dog company now.
Roma.
Ballpark.
No, it's like Camden Dog.
Oh, Camden Dog.
Camden Dog.
Okay. You
Is
think
what they
they're
call
really
it.
located in Baltimore, or they're just playing on the name?
It's some other company that's making an exclusive Camden Dog,
Okay.
which to me sounds like another hot dog. That
A hot dog's a hot dog. man.
put stamped Camden on the side.
Yeah, it's horse meat.
Right.
Did you try a Camden Dog?
I did not.
Okay.
All right, so I went.
I'm
I'll
waiting
tell
for
you.
a
You
dollar
want some,
Camden
you want
Dog
some
meat.
dine-in experience? You got that.
Yeah,
You're
what'd you
wearing.
get?
All right, you're wearing that orange.
Oh yeah, I was
members thing.
One of my questions:
Yeah.
Did you get the discount?
So that's
the
supposed to
orange
get us like a
membership?
15 or 20% discount. Anything in the stadium.
How does this work? Do they like swipe it or something?
It's got like a little chip in it.
Does it really?
Yeah, you can kind of see it if you hold it up to the light.
Huh.
So,
This is kind of a pain. I wish they could just put the chip in my arm or something.
Yes.
yeah, or
my arm.
on your phone maybe, like everyone has the
Oh,
phone,
yeah,
where you're
the
already
phone.
putting your ticket on the phone. Why not put this on the phone?
Yeah, but you were saying?
So I go, I too many people downstairs to deal with the chipper. So I said, I'll deal with that Tuesday. I'm just going to get classic chicken tenders and fries.
Yeah, it's
So,
your go-to.
Yeah, so I go
Makes
there.
me sick.
I go there, and I say, oh, they give me the price, and they raise the price. It was now like that, and a soda is now $17 when last year it was $16.
Oh my!
So I say, hey,
Josh and a lot of 10-year-olds are upset. The chicken tenders.
so I say,
that
no
raised the
big deal.
price.
I've got my little badge. So I
That's
say,
right.
I
Get
say,
that discount.
Don't I get a discount for this? And she goes, oh yeah. And she presses the button, and it doesn't work. Presses the button, and it doesn't work.
I knew there'd be a
Meanwhile,
lot of glitchy
the
stuff.
cashier next to her is doing the same thing, and to the person there, and it's not working. So they get a manager. The manager comes in, tries it a bunch of times, and then the manager goes, oh, I know why. We don't take that discount here. I'm like, if you don't take it there, where else do you take it in the stadium?
Was it just a normal concession stand?
Yeah.
It wasn't Boogs?
No, it was the normal concession stand.
It's not like it's one of the fancy places.
So they
Yeah.
didn't give me my 15 or 20%, whatever the discount
That's
is.
outrageous.
Because they said they don't participate in that.
They owe you
they're like the ones
$3.
That should. So that was irritating. So anyway, then they grab my chicken
Womp
tenders
womp.
and soda.
Yeah.
And you know what they give me?
What?
A straw. You know what's wrong with the straw? It's paper. It's a paper
Love
straw.
It. Love it.
Do you know how good a paper straw does on a Thursday afternoon baseball game?
All right, then throw the straw and just drink like a man.
That's what I had to do.
Right out the cup.
The straw disintegrates in the soda.
Straws are for strawberries anyway. Us men drink right out the cup.
I mean, just drink a beer
No,
out of a can.
I like having the lid on my drink so people throwing peanut shells and everything stays out of my drink. But I don't need your paper straw.
Did they raise the price on beers too, Bert?
I don't know.
You'll have to ask them Tuesday.
No, I remember I stood in the lines were out of control for concessions. I
Were all
cannot.
the concessions open?
Yeah, everything was open.
What's with the lines then?
All right, so Bert came in late. Like,
yes,
I think you missed the orange carpet.
I missed everything.
You came in like mid-game,
yeah,
like the third inning or something.
Ridiculous.
It's because you had somewhere to be, or is because you just didn't do the math for how long
it was a perfect storm of bad planning, or as Chris Davis would have it, bad luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in Federal Hill. They were having free golf cart shuttles over to Camden Yards. Every time one pulled up, somebody else would jump in it in front of me and the group I was with. So we ended up calling an Uber. Okay. Uber driver shows up. We all jump in. And This must have been this guy's first time driving through downtown Baltimore, because as we're approaching Camden Yards and the warehouse by the convention center, he's in the turn-only lane, forcing him onto 95 North.
Yay.
So we took a detour all the way around the interstate.
I think that Uber guy just wanted to make an extra 50 cents.
We were making some comments, but fortunately he was with a bunch of guys who were like in good spirits. I mean, if I was like in a hurry to get into the game, I would have, I'd have been super irritated. And I wasn't paying for it, so there's that too.
I would have just found a scooter and taken a scooter there.
I should have in hindsight. Yeah. So that didn't work out. And then once we finally get there, drops us off right there at Utah Street. We're getting in the line I always enter the ballpark in, and it's about a quarter of a mile long.
Get out.
And it's not moving. And there's like 6 or 7 lines, all of which are as long as this one are.
I saw some pictures of the lines. That looked insane.
The game had already started. There was a bunch of irritated people in the line.
Was security like extra beefed up? Were they patting people down when you walked in?
No,
same old security.
Special.
Same security. Bag check, no bag check.
They've got a new gate for members only. The whole reason you buy season tickets to be a member.
Absolutely.
That was one of the longest lines there, was for the members only.
I don't know what they were doing different. Maybe security was a little beefed up. If it was, I didn't notice it.
I didn't notice any change in security.
What I did notice, they were completely unprepared. There's no reason it should take that long to get into a baseball game, especially on opening day.
Yeah.
And I realized we were getting in there late, but that's all the more reason that the line should move quickly.
Do you think it's because and Josh will be triggered by this? Josh, prepared to be triggered. Didn't they do something different where now all the tickets are digital?
You can use paper tickets also.
Oh, you still can?
Yeah.
That's not the delay, though.
But they've been doing digital tickets for years.
Because sometimes with the cell phone, people don't have their lighting turned up or something.
Yeah, but that's
some issues.
That's not an excuse.
Okay.
You know what?
Once I got through the security, it was like show their ticket and move on. I think it must have been the security that was slowing everything down.
You know what else the Orioles screwed up? The giveaway magnet schedules were basically like the ones you could print at home. They were like paper thin.
And they didn't have the little punch-out O
no
that
punch
you can slap on your car that fades away by June.
A week,
The Orioles definitely said, hey, we're not only saving money on the roster this year, we're saving money with the giveaway crap.
Yeah.
And security and ticket takers.
As we make more money on the chicken tenders.
Yes. Yeah.
So it sounds like a real I'm glad we're going to the Bay Sox this year.
Tied in with the crowds, too. Like we mentioned, the concession lines were crazy long. I was hungry, and there was not a line that I could stand in that I wouldn't be standing in for at least 2 innings just to get food.
Get out. 2 innings.
Yeah, it's lines were crazy.
I stood in this long line for a beer and a hot dog, and by the time I got to the front of the line, they're like, "Oh, sorry, we're only taking cash right now." So I was like, well, it might be something you want to tell people who are waiting in the back of the line for a half hour.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had a little bit of cash.
Oh, man.
And they didn't have enough change for my food was like, $17 for food and a beer. And
what did you throw down, 100?
Yeah, they're like, well,
did you have a $100 bill you gave?
I don't remember exactly. All I know is they like owed me a $5, and they didn't have a $5.
How do they owe you a $5 with a $3 difference?
I don't know. I don't remember exactly the details. All I know is I ended up paying like an extra $2 because they didn't have the right change, and I was just like, I want to get back to my seat. Give me my stupid hot dog.
So they owe Josh $2 because of the discount. They owe Bert $2. Right now,
they're making money wherever they can.
You are $4 in the hole.
And then Josh, I got back to seat, and Josh said, "Did you flash from your badge? Did you get the discount?" I was like, "Shoot, I forgot about that." So even then, I didn't realize that would work.
My other question was, "Where's your food?" And you ate it on the whole way on the.
Oh, I squat that hot dog so fast. It was gone before I got back to the seat. Yeah, it was good. But I'm definitely looking forward to going tomorrow when it's going to be empty.
Yeah,
me too.
This is
so crazy
that I love.
I don't know why I bother.
Let me spread out.
Right, get me in the playoffs, and I love the atmosphere of the full crowd.
Yes,
but you know what? I love when Camden Yards is empty. I have all the concessions to myself.
I won't complain about long lines for food or to get into the ballpark if it's a playoff game.
Yes.
But even the allure of opening day, it's almost more trouble than it's worth.
Part of the problem, I think, is there's people that go to opening day that won't go to any other game of the year.
Oh, definitely.
And they won't go to a playoff game. They just want to be at opening day.
Yeah, I think they'd go to a playoff game. But I did make a whole day of it. I hung out with a bunch of old friends before the game that I only see once a year on opening day. So, I complain now, but I ended up having a good time.
It was a good time. It was just typical Orioles.
The annoying part were the lines, but, I'm used to that. There was no fast pass, which I am more used to.
Fast pass.
That's like,
Fast pass plus.
Fast pass for concessions.
Yes, that's what they need. I need to preset all of my food
Actually,
fast passes
that's not a bad
for
idea.
the game.
That's not a bad idea. That worked really nice at Disney when I just scheduled our meals.
Yeah.
And then you just show up and they're ready for you.
You do the mobile ordering.
Yeah. I want to do.
They need to do that.
They need to do mobile ordering at Camden Yards.
Of course, if they did, they would screw it up. So
They would.
They probably shouldn't do it.
They would. Have you been? Does your movie theater deliver food to your seat?
No.
Mine
they
does.
might. I
Mine
don't know.
does. It's awesome. I can go up, order a pizza. They bring it to me.
No, I would never eat movie theater pizza.
Pizza you can't screw up. It's really good. But anyway, that's what the Orioles need to do is mobile order and bring my food to me.
Oh, you guys are a bunch of strawberries.
They have that.
Wait in the line. Get the food.
They have that in the club level.
You guys make me
They
sick.
need it.
Well,
Section
it's
336.
like when we went to the Nats and they just bring you whatever you want.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that's because we only go to the Nats games if we get those really nice
Diamond
seats.
Club or whatever they call it.
The I don't know what it's called. Diamond Club?
I don't know. It's something like that. Something,
Elite
us
Club.
one percenters.
Or do what I do at home. Pack yourself a nice peanut butter jelly sandwich,
And
a little
mangoes.
mango on the side, and have yourself a good time at
Some
the ballpark.
edamame.
Some edamame, if you will.
But
Sure.
the weather was perfect.
Oh,
and it's always nice to just get back to the yard.
Yeah,
Gorgeous day.
absolutely.
And hey, for 5 innings, we thought the Orioles had a chance.
Yep. Until the good old trusty bullpen
Yep.
came in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So this has been a bit of an up and down week. I feel like it started up, now
Yeah.
it's down.
Yeah. Getting swept by the Yankees will do that to you.
Yeah, and two of the games we were in a position, to win. I feel like you can say that about like most games, right? Like
Not
at some
Sunday.
point the game was 0-0 and you were in a position to win. But no, the first two games of the series we had,
Right.
we were in position to win those games.
Yes.
And we didn't. And then Sunday was just a crap to bed situation.
Right.
No. All right.
So
So,
you
uh,
said, you
Recap
said-
Sunday?
Right. So you said there's been things bothering you this week.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Here
you
we go.
really wanted to
Oh,
get to.
man.
You couldn't wait to do the show.
Yes. There's points in my life where I feel like I am so out of touch with everyone and everything that I don't know what to do with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but then, like, I keep in mind, because a lot of my opinions on the Orioles come from you guys and, like,
Right.
Twitter.
All right.
Like, and that's kind of it. And so sometimes I got to remind myself that you all and Twitter are not...
No.
Like something I talk a lot about is how I am pro team wave. I like the wave.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were
Yeah,
to tweet,
you and millennials have that in common.
if I were to tweet on Twitter, I like the wave, everyone would crush me. They would crush me. I've never seen a single person on Twitter who was pro wave.
Mm-hmm.
They're all these, snobbish
You know what?
baseball fans
I-
who are anti-wave.
I enjoyed that those games in Japan at the start of the season.
Yeah.
No wave.
Yeah.
Those people do not stand up during a baseball game.
But you know what? If you go to Camden Yards and a wave happens, I would say there's a 90% of people participate in the wave. There are occasional what I have termed party poopers
Okay.
who do not stand up for the wave. I'm looking at one.
Yeah, I don't stand up for the wave.
But 90% of them participate in the wave. So it's not accurate to say everyone hates the wave, because if you go to a game, people participate in the wave. So my opinions I've had recently, I feel like no one agrees with them, but I still think I'm in the right. A couple of things that have happened. Let's get through a couple of them. I want to get you guys' reaction. Bryce, let's start non-Orioles. Bryce Harper
All right.
returns to the Nationals.
Yes.
But now he's a Philadelphia Philly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was some discussion about whether or not to boo this man.
Right.
Right.
Because he took too long to thank the city of Washington was one issue fans had trouble with.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Oh yeah, he didn't send a thank you until the day before the game there. Like where most people, as soon as they sign in a new city, post a thank you.
Yeah.
He didn't post his until the day before the game in Washington.
Okay.
So fans were upset. A lot of Washington Talk Radio upset about that.
Okay. And my take on this was, if you do not boo Bryce Harper, you should not be allowed to be a fan.
It seemed like the right thing to boo. Interdivision signing.
Definitely.
That's it. Boo.
Right. The Nats offered him a buttload of money and he turned it down.
I know, but $300 million at the beginning of, but then, and I put that on Twitter, and people came back at me saying, well, technically they only offered him $300 million at the beginning, then they only offered him $200 million, and we're like, what are we talking about here?
They offered it to him at $300.
Or he could have signed with the Dodgers. The Dodgers offered him a ton of money.
Right.
But he chose to sign in the division against your rival, the Phillies, and ever since then, he's like freaking he's naming his kid Philly or something. I don't know, but he's been all about embracing Philly, and I don't like blame Bryce Harper. Like Bryce Harper got a nice contract, and he's embracing the city of Philadelphia.
I love what Bryce if I was a Philly fan, I'd love what Bryce Harper's doing. Like,
definitely.
I had never seen a player like embrace a city as much as he embraced that. I wish we had a player doing that in Baltimore.
Absolutely. So it's possible for Bryce Harper to be doing all the right things. But if you're a Nats fan, you still boo that man.
You got
to.
He signed. It would be
it's like Manny signing with the Yankees and saying, hey, I'm having a kid. His name's Mickey Mantle.
Yeah. Even if the Orioles offered him no contract, you still boo that man.
Yeah, you got to boo it in division.
Can I tell you something else then? That little, and this is going to trigger you maybe, because this bothered me, and I think I'm the only person that's bothered.
Okay.
Opening day. Who got a nice ovation? Who got the outside of Trey Mancini? Who got the biggest ovation?
I wouldn't know because I was standing in line.
Zach Britton, is that where you're going?
Yeah, Zach Britton. Zach Britton. Who signed with the Yankees? Now I know he was traded, so it's a little bit different.
We traded him to the Yankees.
I know, and again, I have no issue. I would not boo Zach Britton. He's too freaking likable. You don't boo Zach Britton. I have a hard time cheering for a guy who just signed with the Yankees.
You know what? I have no problem cheering with him for that introduction, but then booing when he comes out to actually play baseball.
Like, I cheered for him when he was traded. Like, when he came back to Baltimore after the trade, you cheer that man because he was traded and he gave you some prospects.
Yeah, but he signed after you dumped him, so it's not like once you're traded, there's no more loyalty. That team dumped you. That team got rid of you.
Right, I'm saying, but as an Oriole fan, if you sign with the Yankees, you're dead to me.
All right.
I don't care if Cal Ripken came out of retirement and signed a one-day contract with the Yankees. I'm not cheering.
We had this argument already last summer. Mike Mussina.
Yeah.
You still booing Mike Mussina?
Well, his playing days are over. As long as he's not wearing a Yankee jersey, I'll cheer Mike Mussina. If he put on a Yankee cap, I'm booing that crap. But if he's putting on a generic cap, which he is, right? I'm not booing a generic cap. But I can't cheer for a guy wearing a Yankee uniform. It's just me. I can't do it. I can not boo you. I wouldn't boo Zach Britton. Right. I'm not going to cheer for him either.
I get it.
It's when the player has the opportunity to pick where they want to go.
Yeah.
And they choose to go to your rival.
Yes.
Then you're booing them.
Yes.
Bryce Harper got drafted by the Nats. He had no say in the matter.
Yes.
So the Nats fans were lucky to have him for those 5 years.
Yes.
But when he got to free agency, he can go wherever he wanted. He went to a division rival like a jerk. And if I'm a Nats fan, I'm booing the crap out of him.
But people try to put all this logic on it. Well, Bryce Harper took the best deal. All that's true. Bryce Harper took the best deal out there, and it's good for him and his family. But you can still say, as a fan, this is a freaking entertainment sport. We're not threatening him. We're just saying you signed with a rival, so we're gonna boo you.
And that's not to say. I'm just saying if I were a Nats fan.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. Bryce Harper, good on him, man.
Oh, and me too.
Yeah. He's happy where he is. He's embracing it. Yeah, like Josh said.
I want that.
I think it's great for him, and for the Nats fans too. He's going to be there a long, long time.
Yeah. Yep.
They're going to see a lot of
and
their
the
old
Nats got
nemesis.
their villain, which is great. And when they first played, he had that huge home run. He won.
And
that's great.
We were even talking on opening day about how we don't have the big villain in Baltimore right anymore.
I kind of would have liked.
So I love that the Nats have a villain.
Yeah, we kind of miss a villain a little bit. I like to boo people. It's one of my favorite things to boo people.
But that being said, I'm glad Machado didn't sign in the AL East or something like that.
So grateful. So grateful.
Yes. Stay in San Diego.
By the way, quick update. Chris Davis is now at bat again.
0 for 2.
This is going for the tie.
That's going to...
That might drop.
That's got a shot.
Oh,
no, he's there.
That's
He's there. But that's
an error.
That's a foul ball, though, right?
Was he in fair territory when he first touched the ball?
I don't know. Chris Davis ran to the
at first.
bag.
Is that a hit or an error?
Well, they never threw it in, so it's got to be a foul ball.
Yeah.
That's a foul ball.
I don't know.
That's a foul ball.
If he's in fair play, it's an error. So it's not a hit.
He's well in foul.
It's way foul.
3 feet foul.
0-2 count still.
Look at these kids with their phones out trying to catch history.
Everybody wants to see history happen.
Oh.
Watch our live reaction to Chris Davis getting his first hit.
I mean, that's what we're doing, too.
So
we just have the benefit of Facebook Live.
Right.
Speaking of booing, there's been a bit of a kerfuffle on Twitter, too. And by the way, Mike Elias must love Chris Davis so much. Hold up. Opposite field.
He goes to opposite field, and it still doesn't work out for Chris Davis.
There you go.
Well, there he ties the record. Next at bat, he passes the record.
But Josh is right. Not about the luck part, but it seems like now every at bat, Chris Davis is hitting a line drive.
He's making a lot of contact, but guys are catching it.
But it's bad luck. It's bad luck.
It's bad luck.
I mean,
if he hit that ball in the stands, they wouldn't have caught it. So that was bad luck.
Exactly.
Yes.
No. All or nothing.
Booing Chris Davis. Speaking of booing Chris Davis opening day. Mm-hmm. Guys, honest response. Did you boo Chris Davis opening day? How did you feel about other people booing Chris Davis opening day?
I'm a huge Chris Davis apologist. You already know that.
I know. The way you apologize.
He's the new Joe Flacco.
Chris Davis is embarrassing.
I also don't think it's right to boo your own team, especially on opening day.
Okay. I could not disagree with you anymore. That's unbelievable to me. You never boo your own team.
What difference does it make that's opening day? They had already played 6 games.
Drink the orange Kool-Aid.
Except for who's that closer that blew like 3 games at the beginning of the season before the home opener?
I always get Kevin Gray. Mike Gonzalez confused.
Yeah, whichever one it was, we booed him.
They were both terrible.
So I did not boo Chris Davis.
Okay.
And Bert was out in the parking lot.
Do you remember?
When he ran down the orange carpet?
Or in any at bat. He went 0 for something.
For the orange carpet,
I don't boo orange carpet either.
Orange carpet, there were more cheers than boos.
Yeah, I cheer orange carpet.
At bats, the boos were louder.
Yeah, the boo.
Oh, you know what? I do remember lots of. I don't think I booed or cheered. I was neutral.
Right.
But I heard lots of booing, and the guy sitting next to me was upset that people were booing him.
Yes.
Like I thought he might cry.
Yes. That was Adam B. Moore from Russell Street Report.
All right, Adam B. Moore, you look like you were about to cry because you did not agree with people booing Chris Davis.
Now, what was fun is when the Orioles pinch hit Alberto.
Yeah, big cheer.
Big cheer.
And he got a hit.
Yeah. Oh, because Alberto's red hot right now.
That's right.
He's in 500.
That was the start of his red hotness. And at that point, fans were just cheering because it wasn't Chris Davis.
I mean, I don't really understand this whole idea because I tweeted out I'm pro boo Chris Davis. Mm-hmm. Now, it is to the point where I'm almost coming back on it because it's just so sad. It's beyond bad, but I'm for...
that's where it comes down to me is I really feel for Chris Davis because
But Josh, think about this.
Yeah,
we still owe him $96 million.
But none of that. But whether he gets a hit or not, we owe him that money.
He signed for 7 years, $160 million money. He is killing us both financially, and he's killing us with his play on the field. He is hurting the franchise and hurting the team.
But what do you expect him to do? Retire? He can't retire.
But I'm saying, if that's what he's making, and that's kind of what the expectations are, he's gonna go home to his boat with his yacht with the hot tub in the back.
Yeah.
That he can spend $100 million on and not think twice about it. So he
is it?
I heard over the weekend. I heard Stan Charles talk about Chris Davis. It's a human tragedy. That's what he said. He said it was a human tragedy. That man made $161 million. Sign me up for that human tragedy. Get out of here, human tragedy. That's nonsense. So the fact is, he is terrible. He's hurting the team, and so you boo him. It's not going to kill him. And someone on Twitter said, "Well, booing won't help him hit." Hey, if cheering helped the kid hit, I would cheer in my ears. Hey, it doesn't.
Have you heard anything Brendan Hyde said? He's trying to see if cheering helps him get a hit.
I'll tell you what. But
on Buster's podcast today, they were saying, "What are the Orioles waiting for? Just cut him. He's done."
Well, if you don't boo Chris Davis, who do you boo, right? And it's unfortunate for Chris Davis,
Mike Wright,
because there's all these events that the Orioles aren't going to cut him, and for all these reasons. And it's just a perfect storm of reasons why any other situation, Chris Davis will be cut. Mm-hmm. But he's not cut because he's got the huge contract, right? Mm-hmm. Anyone not set to make $96 million would be cut already,
sure.
Right? He would be cut last year. But you don't cut him because of the money. The second reason is because the Orioles suck. If the Orioles are trying to win this year, he would be gone. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Orioles aren't trying to win. The third thing is he's not blocking any prospects. So there's not a prospect waiting in the wings.
Right, man. Right. And if you're saying he's blocking Trey Mancini, he's not. Trey Mancini's not the first baseman of the future.
The guy who gets more at-bats, if Chris Davis is cut, is like Joey Rickard. That's the guy who's going to get more at-bats.
Right.
And so he's not blocking anybody. So for all these reasons, he's not getting cut. And so the result is, like, Chris Davis, honestly, he should have already been cut. And that's why I think Orioles fans feel bad for him, because you realize, we probably should have cut him like a year ago, but we're still marching him out there every game to play, even though we know he's no good. And so people kind of feel bad for him. And I get that. But, man, he is crushing the team and the organization with that contract. And I don't blame anyone for booing him because he sucks. You boo players who suck.
Right.
And especially, I mean, no one's booing Richie Martin, even though Richie Martin's batting like .070. Right. No one's booing Cedric Mullins outside this.
Partly because no one knows who Richie Martin is.
Yeah, but because they're young players who aren't making set to make 96. Yep. So anyone who feels bad for Chris Davis, understand, he can walk away at any point. Like, he's made tens of millions of dollars.
Good.
He can walk away at any point. All right, he can. He can even say, hey, Brandon Hyde, let me, and Josh, I know you're on this bandwagon. He can say, Brandon Hyde, this isn't working. Let me go to Norfolk.
That's what I think they should do, but I don't. That would have to be Chris Davis.
Yeah, but he would have to be
that.
on board with that.
Right. And that's where if Chris Davis really is trying to do anything to help and anything to fix himself, that's really what he needs. Is he needs to go down to the minors. Not because he needs any development, but he needs to just go have fun again. And I think he should be able to hit some minor league players.
Yeah. I just think anyone who just criticizes or cries when you boo Chris Davis is a bit of a strawberry. Like, Chris Davis, I don't think Chris Davis is a strawberry. I don't think he's going home and crying every night.
The booers.
No. I think Chris Davis is a coconut. I mean, I think he takes his boos and he moves on. Though I almost fell at my seat when Chris Davis said he was surprised that people booed him on opening day. I mean, maybe don't go 0 for 44. Like, if he hit the ball, people want to boo him. If he didn't sign for $161 million, people want to boo him. When you sign that contract, Joe Flacco knows this too, right?
Yeah.
When you sign the contract, expectations go up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if you don't perform, you get booed.
Yes.
Sorry. Buy yourself really nice tissues with that lotion in it if you're going to get upset about it.
Right.
You can afford it.
Right. Part of the reason why I do on Twitter defend Chris Davis.
Oh, all the time. It's embarrassing.
It's because people act there like.
Because he was on the show one time.
He was on the show.
And by the way, Chris Davis, as a human being, seems to be a really great human being. Like, seriously, he seems to be a good guy.
Yeah, I was texting with him in January.
Yeah.
We were working to get him on the show.
On a personal level, we like Chris Davis.
Yeah, we like Chris Davis. But I think the reason I defend him is because some people take it to this extreme of, I watch the game, he just sits with the bat on his shoulder. He doesn't even try. He's just trying to make this money. And I see him up there.
Have good at-bats.
Yeah. I see him improving with his pitch selection.
People talk about
him trying really hard defensively. He's a great first baseman on the field.
Brian Roberts was, as Brett rolls his eyes, Brian Roberts was talking about him in the film room, watching film.
Right.
And
so,
like,
on a
swing.
He's not, like, fans want to make it out as he's like this guy who stole all this money.
And then going home to his yacht with his hot tub in the back.
Right. And he may be going home to his yacht with the hot tub in the hat, having Manny getting ugly tattoos together. But he is trying. And that's where you end up feeling for him.
Yeah, I almost would wish that Chris Davis would embrace the villain aspect of being in Baltimore as a villain.
Go up to the plate. Oh, I guess I need to get my bat. Just walk on back.
Yeah, get like a tattoo of like money bags.
Money
bags tattoo on his arm.
That'd be amazing.
Rub it in.
Or O-44.
Yeah, just embrace it. Embrace it. I think I would enjoy that.
We do need a villain. I think Chris Davis is too nice to be the villain, but if he wants to embrace it, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I said on Twitter there was 3 reasons why I don't think that they should cut Chris Davis.
All right. One of them would be that he's not blocking anyone. One would be that he's helping them lose.
Yeah, that's number one.
Okay, there we go.
We're trying to get a good draft pick.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
trying
go.
to get in your
When we get-
mindset there.
When we get a number one draft pick next year, you guys should thank Chris Davis.
Sure.
Okay, and if that number one draft picks, whoever that will be next year, not this year, but next year, if he leads us to the World Series, we owe Chris Davis so much.
Well, Chris Davis will still be collecting his paycheck when we get to that World Series.
That's
If you were Mike
true.
Elias and Brennan Hyde, how long do you let Chris Davis go?
The second reason is because he figures stuff out. If he figures stuff out, he can help us.
He does have a high upside.
Yeah.
Right
If
now,
it's gonna
I
happen.
mean, he can't get any worse, right?
Yeah, and the third.
Yeah, but how long has it been since he's been good?
It's been a couple years.
Yeah, a couple years.
Years.
Yeah. And the third reason is maybe like if he continues playing, he'll get so bad that he becomes embarrassed and he'll like ask to leave or go to AAA. If you keep on playing him every day. So that's why I keep on playing him every day. And someone tweeted back, no draft pick is worth watching him hit. And I don't know.
There's uglier plate appearances this year than Chris Davis.
And maybe it's just me, but maybe it's just because the record. But like when Chris Davis is on, like I stop and watch.
No, when
Richie Martin's on, I go take a pee break.
No,
But when Chris Davis is on, I'm intrigued by Chris Davis, even like I'm intrigued by how bad he is.
Yeah, I brought up earlier that game Saturday night when bases were loaded and Chris Davis is up. I was on the phone with Mandy and I hung up on her because I said, I can't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
Because I had to pay attention because it brought me completely
Your
in.
poor wife got ditched for a Chris Davis at bat.
Did you watch that?
Hold on,
That was
man.
a stressful
Chris
at
Davis
bat.
is about to go 0 for 42.
He was
Can't
fouling
talk,
balls off. That was a stressful at bat. I thought he was gonna break it.
Wow.
But even like I want to see if he strikes out again.
Yeah.
Like he's to me, there's not very many hitters that are must watch. Trey Mancini right now is must watch. Hanser Alberto is must watch, and Chris Davis for his terribleness is must watch. I feel like,
And I feel like the booing could be based on the situation. Like if he leads off an inning and pops out or strikes out, I don't care.
Right, like
It's only one out.
Yeah.
But if he gets up with 2 men on in scoring position with nobody out, and we're on the cusp of a rally inning, and then he strikes out, or then he pops out, or grounds into double play, kills a rally, you better believe I'm booing him. I'll boo anybody that kills a rally.
his next at bat, he's gonna go to break the record. Are you booing him going into that, even though he hasn't struck out today? He's just hit 2 fly balls.
I think if
I'm not going to boo. I'm going to cheer. I want to see history.
yes, and I bet if you turn the volume up, I bet there'll be a real big sarcastic cheer if he gets.
Oh,
next time.
definitely.
All right,
I would think so.
If next time he gets at bat, we'll turn the volume up while we're doing the show.
Yes, because it'll be a huge.
All right, but how much longer are we going?
Striker out.
I haven't looked at the clock.
It's 8:21.
All right. All right. So we got to get through Matt's rant list.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, still
There's-
more. Okay.
Yeah, there's too many strawberries out there.
Bring it on.
David Hess
Yes.
threw 6 1/3. Was it 6 1/3?
Yeah, 6 1/3, no hit,
No hit ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Was that, I don't know off the top of my head, 84 pitches maybe?
something like that.
Yeah.
And was pulled from the game.
Yeah.
What kind of nonsense is happening where you have David Hess?
Right.
David Hess is not. Let's talk about who David Hess is not, right? First of all, he's not a young phenom who you're worried about his innings like Hunter Harvey.
Right.
And he's not DeGrom for the Mets, who almost throws a no-hitter every time he pitches. David Hess is never going to be in this situation again in his life.
Yeah, probably not.
The Orioles, as an organization, might not be in this position for, I don't know, the next 100 years. This is like a once-in-career opportunity for David Hess to go and throw a no-hitter. And you pull him out at 6 1/3?
Yeah.
Like, you don't even let him finish and throw 7 innings? Like, you don't let him finish the 6? You pull him out at 6 1/3? Because he's at 80-some pitches?
Yeah.
What kind of joke is this? and I get, he threw opening day. And the thing I would say about that, first of all, who cares? He's a professional pitcher. He could throw again. But the other thing I would say is, why would, if Hess was starting this game, this is the first week of the season, and Hess was scheduled to start since the beginning of the season, what Brandon Hyde doing throwing one of your starters in opening day when you didn't need him? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I don't buy the argument, well, Brandon Hyde, he did this because he pitched him open day. Well, why did he pitch him open day if he knew he was starting a few days later? Doesn't make sense to me. So I think this whole thing is outrageous. I think baseball players and managers have gone soft. If a guy's throwing the no-hitter, let him freaking throw it until he gets to 120 pitches.
And if we're not worried about what kids are throwing in high school and college, why do we care when they're at a professional about to do something they've never done in their career?
And we're talking about David Hess.
Yeah.
This is the only. I mean, we're not talking about DL Hall. Well, and we're not talking about Jim Palmer here. We're talking about David Hess, who got shelled by the Yankees when he actually played a real baseball team.
Has David Hess spoken out about this?
Yeah. Here's his quote. I got some David Hess quotes.
All right.
Here's what he said. He said, I told him I'd give him 8 strong if he'd let me. Hess said, I tried to live at my end. 8 strong.
Yes, you got to take 9 if you're going for it.
And like I said, if he let me. Oh, this was prior to the game.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said I tried to live it up to on my end. And then Hyde said it was a tough game. We had a pitch count for our starter, and I had 3 guys that I felt comfortable pitching in the ball game. For David to go beyond that, and obviously them some, was incredible. But that was a terrible walk to the mound. I hated to do it, but for David's health and one of hopefully 30-plus starts, it was the right thing to do.
Didn't we lose that game?
No, we won.
We won, but the bullpen came and made things interesting.
The very next pitcher gave up a home run.
Right. Oh, it was Pedro Aruja, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here's he said he was shocked because of his low pitch count when he was pulled. He said his pitch count was low. He'd thrown a no-hitter.
Right, then David Hess needs to throw a little fit when he's walking off the mound, so we know in TV land as well.
Yeah. But then after, he was all like apologetic, saying that he did the right thing. So I wish Hess would have kind of.
Yeah.
But it's this whole thing, right? And I get it. This whole protect. But Hess is a young pitcher, but he's not one of these brand new arms. And he's not going to be an ace. This will probably be the only season, maybe this and next year, where he's a starting pitcher. And so this is a lost season already.
Right.
I mean, let the kid go for it, for Pete's sake. Just really grind my gears.
Yeah.
I think Givens throw 50 pitches, but he pulls out this guy.
If this would have happened in August or September, he would have let him go.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just explained what his excuses were. By the way, Cedric Mullins has hit 2 triples tonight.
Oh, really?
When's the last time you saw that?
It's been a while. Well, the one was a triple with an error, and that's how I got home.
Well, it was a triple. It was a true triple, and then he got home on a throwing error for the Little League home run.
Yeah. Orioles playing well tonight against the Athletics.
They are looking pretty good. 6-2 right now in the 4th
But besides this weekend series with the Yankees, they have been fun to watch.
Yeah.
But this weekend was a third of the games.
I'm not getting my hopes up or anything like
that. No. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying that as far as what I want is enjoyable baseball, I'm enjoying it so far.
So that's all the stuff I was really mad about. That's all the stuff where I thought we were being a little bit strawberry-ish.
Sure.
As baseball fans. So I'm glad I got that off my chest.
All right. The news this week is this Dan Straley guy.
Yeah.
That we signed. That you were ranting about like 2 weeks ago.
Yes. When we had Stan Charles on, mentioned his name again, I said Dan Straley would be a good pickup because we don't have starting pitchers. He's a good guy from the Marlins. And Stan Charles was dismissive of me and that suggestion, saying, no, he'll probably end up with the Athletics or someone will trade for him. But no, Straley had his kind of choice of which team he wanted to sign for. I don't know how this works because we had first dibs on waivers, but then somehow Straley was able to choose which team he wanted to go to.
Right.
I don't know. Did he pass waivers and then
maybe he passed through all the waivers
and then he got the choice
and then he got the choice. But the Orioles said, "Hey, we guarantee you can start for us," and so he wanted to start, and so we got ourselves another starting pitcher. Which I guess is the end of the opener experiment.
Too bad because Nate Carnes I enjoyed in that role. I like Nate Carnes.
Yeah, I like the Nate Carnes Yacobonis combination.
Yeah, I like that
combination. The other news outside of that was Drew Jackson.
Who was the guy who I don't know about you guys, but I kind of was liking Drew Jackson. He was during spring training. They had him at like every position. Like he played in almost every spring training game.
Well, it really grinds my gears because in my bold predictions, if you remember.
Oh, no. You went with Drew Jackson.
Drew Jackson. My bold prediction was Drew Jackson would play in 8 of the 9 positions. And, just yesterday, he might have been the pitcher.
Yeah.
Right.
He might have been the pitcher. And so maybe I could have gotten the 8 out of 9 position
You're right.
with Drew Jackson.
He had a good shot at the pitcher yesterday.
But like you also said, this is not going to be the last time we see a position player pitch this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but Drew Jackson's not with the team anymore.
Yeah. How many times do you guys think we see a position player pitch this year?
How many times did we have it last year? Twice? Once? 0?
Maybe once.
I think once. We had it, I think, at the end of the season.
Yeah, it happened at least once.
I don't know.
But yeah, not often. Once,
No.
twice at most.
I think we see it 3 more times this year.
Bert?
Yeah, I could see that. Especially, I mean, you think yesterday is going to be the only blowout we have all season? I don't think so.
I think it's going to happen like 7 times. I do because it's if you add up the bad pitchers plus the analytics, which say don't waste a pitcher. I think Hyde is kind of does things differently. Where Buck Showalter, I think, would be really reluctant to put a pitcher in. I mean, a position player in there. I think Hyde, if you're down by 10 runs, Hyde will.
He put Albert in there.
Yeah. I heard them asking post game if he knew about Chris Davis' success as a pitcher.
Yeah. Did you hear the comment?
Yeah.
Who didn't want to put that spotlight on Chris Davis?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I kind of feel like
So ridiculous.
Go ahead and punish Chris Davis. Stick him out there and let's see how the fans react to Chris Davis, the pitcher.
Maybe Chris Davis could be our 5th starter, and then his contract starts paying for itself.
Right. Maybe
At least he's doing something, right?
Yeah.
To eat innings, help the team.
that's true. If they put him in as pitcher, he doesn't have to bat, right?
Yes. We're in the American League.
Yeah. I just want Josh, every time you defend Chris Davis.
That was not a defense. That was
I know,
a bash.
but I'm
Chris
just thinking
Davis.
about it. I'm just thinking about it now. Every time you want to defend Chris Davis, or every time you want to yell at someone for booing Chris Davis, just think the reason your chicken tenders went up to $17
Chris Davis?
is because they have to pay for Chris Davis' contract. Or you could pay for $16, or it would be $16 chicken tenders. But I was a little surprised because Drew Jackson, we're all about young, talented players. He seems to be a young, talented player. And, there's other players that you could have DFA'd, right? Like a Mike Wright or a Miguel Castro who, gives a 3-run homers like no one's business. Right. Or even on the hitter-wise, like Chris Davis. Or you could have sent Cedric Mullins down. I don't know. Or Joey Rickard down. I don't know. But instead of all those, they took Drew Jackson.
Right.
Which was a little surprising.
Yeah. Bert, to answer your question earlier, Cedric Mullins is the first Oriole player to triple twice in the same game since who on September 12th, 2014.
Oh, so it wasn't that long ago.
Oh, 2014.
2014.
Manny Machado.
No. No.
Nolan Reimold.
No.
I remember
Alejandro? You remember
De La Cruz? Something like that?
De Aza.
De Aza.
Yeah.
Alejandro De
guy
Aza.
from the Red Sox. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last guy to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Remember Matt Wieters triple.
Once you guessed Manny Machado, I realized, you're never going to get this guy.
The other, I wanted to mention this. The Chris Davis stuff, though,
All right.
is distracting from what's really wrong with the Orioles.
The pitching.
The Orioles have no pitching.
Yeah.
The bullpen especially.
It's bad.
I mean, seriously, how many, if you look at all our pitchers, how many of them are actual major league pitchers on any other team? Not many. Not many. Like maybe you could make a case. I know John Means had actually looked really good.
I think a lot of other teams, their 4th and 5th starters are not very good. So, I mean, you could make an argument.
But you think Cashner or Bundy or even Hess would be a 4 or 5 starter on someone else's team?
Yes.
You do? All
Yeah,
right.
I think so. I mean, can we name the 5 starters on every baseball team? Probably not. We can maybe name 1 or 2 on every team.
But the problem is,
the other 3 are scrubs you've never heard of. Therefore, Cashner could replace any of them.
Right, but yeah, I mean, the problem is simply that the pitching's been so bad that it doesn't matter what our offense does.
Yes.
There's always a chance the pitching's going to blow it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Dylan Bundy has been atrocious. This is going. I mean, you watch him pitch. I don't know how he gets anyone out. He throws 91 miles per hour.
Straight down the middle.
And the ball doesn't move. Yeah.
Yeah, you make contact, it's gone. It's a home run.
I watch on Twitter. I see Twitter people post these videos all the time, of these balls.
Yeah, like the
that go
slider that cuts.
98 miles per hour and cuts.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's ridiculous.
No one knows how to do that on our
It's like
team.
that wiffle ball guy.
And then I turn on the Orioles and I see Dylan Bundy throw 91 miles per hour right down the middle.
Exactly.
And I'm like how is this
to
going to
Aaron
work
Judge out of anyone.
Yeah, like there is no scenario where Dylan Bundy doesn't give up 5 runs against the Yankees. There's no scenario where that happens. Oh, it's just bad. But the good news is, there's some good news here. In 4 years, the Orioles starting rotation will be this. There might be 1 or 2 guys I'm not naming.
Right.
But it's going to be DL Hall.
Okay.
Who, by the way,
he had his first start recently
at Frederick. He threw 3 innings, could hold him to innings, but got 6 strikeouts in the 3 innings. So
sounds pretty good.
A pretty impressive first outing.
17 runs, but 6 strikeouts.
No, he gave up a couple of runs.
Okay.
He gave up 1 run.
All right.
And then if you go to the Bay Sox, Hunter Harvey, who pitched 4 2/3 innings, gave us some runs, but also struck out 6. But the big thing about Hunter Harvey is he actually threw 4 2/3 innings.
Yeah.
And they used him as a starter. I wasn't sure if Hunter Harvey, because he gets hurt every year, if they were going to move him to the bullpen. But they still have him in a starter's role.
Right.
Zach Lothar, who's also part of the Orioles' future starting rotation, threw 5 innings, struck out 6 of no-run baseball in his first start for the Bay Sox. And finally, the most impressive of them all was the youngest of them at the Shorebirds, Grayson Rodriguez, guy we drafted last year, young kid, threw 5 innings in his first start, gave up 2 hits, and struck out 10 in 5 innings. So the baby birds, pitching-wise. Oh, and I should mention Keegan Aiken had his first start, and he was hitting, his numbers weren't great, but he was hitting 96, which is like the hardest he's ever thrown. So that's a good sign for Keegan Aiken coming up. So right now, the starting pitching looks really bad. The pitching in general looks really bad, but
who cares about this pitching? Let's
yes,
look at the minors.
Pay attention to how the minor league pitchers are doing, because that's really going to determine our future. Because we got a ton of prospects in the outfield. It'll sort themselves out. We're going to find some good players in the outfield. I think hitter-wise, we have enough prospects where we can figure it out.
I think
but pitching-wise, we need 5 starters, and right now we got 0. So pay attention to the minor league pitching.
I
worked
it out with the Bay Sox. If we sell 200 tickets, we get to choose the pitcher.
Okay, I'll put my money down for Zach Lothar. That kid seems like he's fun to watch. That's it.
I mean, unless you want to stall a little bit until Chris Davis's next at bat.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I think he's out first next inning. That's all right. You can follow our tweets for it. He just made a. Oh, I thought he was about to make a nice catch.
No.
He missed it. Why are they showing a replay of a ball he didn't catch?
I don't know. Hard work.
Yeah. So to recap the show, it's okay to boo. Number 1. Number 2, if a guy's throwing a no-hitter, let the guy pitch. And number 3, go out and get your Bowie Bay Sox.
Father's Day at the Bay.
Father's Day at the Bay.
With 336.
On Father's Day, Sunday Father's Day.
June 16th.
June 16th, thank you.
Hey, who's that guy?
336.
Who's the guy who always comments on how Bert looks?
I don't know.
Which one?
The guy who gets in the comment and creeps you out. I'd like him to buy the seats right next to you.
Yeah. But make sure you use the link, right? Because that'll take you to our site.
Oh, yeah. Use our link to get your tickets, because that puts you in, I think it's section 106. It's box seats right up there. Yeah. And you'll see where we're sitting, and you'll be able to sit where you're sitting around other coconuts.
Yeah, so go use our Facebook link or Twitter link, wherever you find the show.
Section336.com. It's right at the top.
Yeah.
It says Father's Day with 336.
Yeah. Also, shout out. I'm not going to pull it up. We got a new review. I should have mentioned it before the show. If you can pull it up fast before we go to you.
Yeah, you want to go with the new review?
That's in section 105. Right there next to the Bay Sox dugout.
$10, no reason not to go. Unless you live out of town.
Or you got other plans on Father's Day.
Right. Bring your father.
Bring your father.
Bring your kids.
No one has already scheduled their Father's Day plan yet, right?
No.
Yeah.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
I made my Father's Day plans.
You can follow us on Twitter for all the updates and for my good tweets about why it's good to boo. You can follow me on Twitter at Section336. You can follow Bert on Twitter
At Bert Brody.
and you can follow Josh on Twitter.
At Josh Soroka.
Oh, you got the review?
I got the review. This is from Dibberlin? Dibberlin, I believe is his name.
All right, just read the review.
Dibberlin. True bros. I wish you guys had time to do a daily recap of games. It's always awesome.
Don't give Josh any ideas.
This is
Stop. No, don't tell Josh that.
I'm very intrigued to do daily stuff.
I know you are.
But that's also because I can walk down here and do it in just a couple minutes.
In your underwear.
Just like tonight. But no, I know it's hard. And this is not the year to kick off daily stuff.
No, but appreciate the review. Keep on sending those 5-star reviews. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's. Go Chris Davis.
Thank you for listening to the Section 336 podcast. Please go to iTunes and Facebook for all complaints or the occasional compliment. If I were you, I would not take any baseball advice from these guys. Josh and Matt were raised by an Orioles-obsessed father, and Bert fell in love with Don Mattingly. He has a thing for mustaches.